Good afternoon. Imagine your son waking up in the middle of the night, screaming, shaking, crying, his body stiff as a board, his eyes fixated, and you have no idea what's going on. This is the reality of those that suffer from epilepsy. Unfortunately, over 50 million people in the world suffer from epilepsy, whether that's diagnosed or undiagnosed. Did you know that 1 in 26 people will get epilepsy in their lifetime? And on top of one getting epilepsy in their lifetime, there's a potential that they can get one of the 40 different type of epilepsy. Epilepsy is more than just seizures, but the common eye that knows nothing about seizures and nothing about epilepsy will think epilepsy are just seizures. Seizures can affect daily life. Sometimes it can also affect the developmental disorders that a child already has from being born prematurely, as for my son. Epilepsy can also cause things such as stuttering, a staggered walk, and stiffness in joints where they don't want stiffness to be. What is epilepsy? 3 things I want you to take from this today are: what is epilepsy? What do we know about epilepsy? What causes epilepsy? And also, what can be done about epilepsy that we don't know can be done about epilepsy? Everything was okay in my son and I's life until we heard the word epilepsy, a foreign language to many. So, what is epilepsy? Epilepsy is a chronic neurological condition when the brain has unwanted brain activity. You can have focal or you can have generalized seizures. The seizures can sometimes look like shaking, confusion, stuttering, points of staring off into the blindness, or even no one knows it's happening. So just right now, with me speaking, one could be having a seizure and no one even be aware. But seizures are just part of the battle. The rest of the battle is getting the world to understand what is epilepsy in fact. Epilepsy is caused by many different things, such as head trauma, strokes, prematurity, being born premature, genetics even. Anyone can develop epilepsy at any point in their life. If you can do one thing, take this with you. Epilepsy is most commonly treated with medications, though there are many different types of surgeries that can be done to help with the epilepsy. Also, if we also do things like avoiding triggers, is such as if you know a certain sound scares a person and makes them have a seizure, even a certain taste, going into a certain environment, and even something as simple as making sure they're on a good sleep schedule. Through it all, my son keeps going even when the going gets tough. If you're like me and you hear the word epilepsy and sometimes it can make you uneasy, I want you to think of this the next time you think of epilepsy. Epilepsy, there's over 50 million people living with epilepsy. Epilepsy is not the end of the world, but with the proper management or medication, you can take on epilepsy head on. Anybody can develop epilepsy at any point, even you and I. Epilepsy doesn't define my son. He's defined by the courage that it takes to fight epilepsy head on. He is also fighting the courage to be different. As a parent, where do I stand with epilepsy? I will live the rest of my life fighting for my son's ability to fit within the norm. As a parent, I also stand in the gap to let the world know and understand that epilepsy is just a disorder. It's just that. Together we stand against epilepsy. Epilepsy can't win. Why? Because there's different things that can be done that which one with epilepsy can lead a normal life. Together we can be stronger than epilepsy. I always say with anything in life, whether it's a learning disorder, whether it's epilepsy in this case, whether it's being short, being tall, I say it's you versus it, you will always win. So my son has epilepsy. Epilepsy will never have him.